So hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. I know, I said we were going to do this every week and then I didn't do it last week. Last week was a lot, okay? I was going to do another episode of this podcast last week, but I was in Dublin last Friday for a concert and then I didn't have time to get back around to it because when I came home I had to do Doctor Who reactions, I had to catch up on some videos that I'd missed. Anyway, we're here now and isn't that all that matters? I hope the sound is alright. It's really warm here in Ireland. We are going through a heat wave and oh, I'm fighting for my life. So I have a fan on in the background. If you can hear it, let's just pretend it's pretty ambience. It's setting the mood. It's like a noise cancelling sound, right? I'm half afraid to Are you back? Alright, we're gonna have to balance. I didn't want to have to balance the laptop, but I guess we're gonna have to. That mic has been giving me such really bad problems lately. I don't know why. It's been cutting in and out. It's giving hassle during reactions. Now, to be fair, the microphone is like 10 years old, so maybe that's what's wrong with you. Oh my god, I have so much to catch you guys up on. So yeah, like I said, I was in Dublin last week for a concert. I'm from Limerick, which is the southwest of Ireland, right? And anytime any band ever comes to Ireland, if we're lucky enough to get a tour here, which, to be fair, most of the time, artists just completely skip Ireland. They'll do a European tour, and it's like fucking England, France, Germany, and that's it. But to be fair, we do get good acts up in Dublin. But yeah, anytime people come to Ireland, it's always Dublin they play. So we gotta go from Limerick up to Dublin. But I went to see 21 Pilots, and I'm obviously being very normal about it. I'm not being overly obsessive at all. Myself and my brother went up. We got the train up. We spent the whole day there. We stayed overnight there. The concert was absolutely amazing. Listen, okay? If you've been with me for a while, you know my history with this band. I saw them live, I think it was 2018 on the Bandito tour. Again, myself and my brother went up for that show too. Same venue as well, 3 Arena. Oh my god, time is a flat circle, isn't it? But I've been a fan of them for a while. And I don't know, there's just something about seeing a band that you love live after years of having not seen them live. They've gotten older, you've gotten older. You have a bit of a breakdown in the venue. It's also very emotional. They were so good though, and we had really good seats. We were front row and seated right beside the stage. So if you've been to 3 Arena, as you're looking at the stage, it's the very first 2 seats, so it's right beside the wall. So there's this big metal grate on the wall. We were directly under that, and oh, that comes into play later on, let me tell you. Alright, so I forgot to tell you the story. I told you I was going to tell you the story, and then I forgot to. I'm sorry. During a song called Car Radio, Tyler's on stage and he does this little disappearing act. So he disappears to the stage and he pops up somewhere else in the venue. The Tyler that's on stage isn't Tyler, it's a body double and he has a mask on. So boom, there he goes. He disappears right on top of us. He spawned in like Spider-Man hanging off that grate directly above our heads. Myself and my brother screamed so loud, I think that we blew each other's eardrums the fuck out of that room. You just don't expect to see Tyler Joseph spawn in right above your head. You know what I mean? And then he started beautifully, majestically screaming all around the place. Oh, he hasn't started yet. He's assessing the scene. He's perusing. He's looking at the crowd. He's simmering. He is incredible live. And just, I wasn't expecting him to just spawn in right above us now at the Bandito tour. So the last time I saw them live in 2019, he did this part of the set on that part of the stage also. But for this whole tour, he's been popping up in seated. So I thought, well, he's probably going to pop up in seated for Car Radio. No, he was levitating above them. It was amazing. So we got seated, and usually I would do standing and I'd queue all day. Yeah, I'm one of those freaks. I've done it for most concerts I've been to. I think the longest I've ever queued for anybody was maybe Taylor Swift on the 1989 tour. I got there at like 8 a.m. and queued all day. Also 3 Arena. That venue just has my heart. I went to see My Chemical Romance a few years ago as well with my brother, and we queued from like 9, 10 in the morning, and we got like, I think we were second row, but it was like the most perfect view. But yeah, this time we decided to go with seated, because I know 21 Pilot fans are absolutely extra. They're next level. People camp for them. Now listen, if you can and it's like possible for you, good for you, but most people can't. You know what I mean? You have a life or a job that just gets in the way and you can't queue overnight. But I know that a lot of their fans do camp overnights. I was like, I'm not about to get to the venue at like 7 in the morning just to have like 300 people in front of me. So we went with seated, so it could be a bit more relaxing. We could turn up to the venue at a reasonable time. You know what I mean? It was amazing. It was so good. Their merch was really good as well. And for the first time ever, they had I've never seen this at Tree Arena, so like they might have this all the time. I've never seen it. They had a merch booth open during the day, so you could go to the venue during the day and buy merch, which was fantastic because the merch booths at shows always get so busy and congested, and there's never a line for merch. It's always just a crowd, and you're trying to get up the line as people, you know, as the line moves, but it's not a line, it's just a bunch of people, and then people push in front of you, and you're like, hello friend, I was here, what in the love of Christ? Anyway, yeah, so I got a t-shirt, I got a really cool poster. My brother got the most insane flag. They had this huge flag, and I'm kind of jealous that I didn't get it, and he tried to talk me into getting it, and I was like, I don't have room for it. I could have made room. Anyway, yeah, the show was amazing. The set list was incredible. They went for like 2 hours. I'm pretty sure the Bandito tour wasn't that long. I think it was like an hour and a half long, but this was 2 hours long. And they were so interactive. They were in the crowd like every 4 songs. Josh was running around the place with a little flaming stick. It's part of the lore, okay? If you know 21 Pilots, there's lore behind them. There's a whole story to go with the albums. Tyler is just running from A stage to B stage. He's up on top of the piano. He's down. He's doing fucking jumps through the air. Josh is backflipping off of the keyboards. The boys are standing on the crowd of points. Josh has his whole kit up on the crowd of points. It's the most chaotic show I think I've ever been to, and I loved it. I loved it. I love that they keep the gimmicks that they used to do back in the day. So like the backflipping off the keyboard is something they've been doing for years. The finishing on the song Trees with the drums is something they've been doing for years. It was so good. It was so magical. I loved them so much. And what's funny is the show after ours is the one that somebody robbed Josh's drum from. So at the end of the show, they stand on the crowd and they have one drum each, and they bang on the drum and confetti goes poof. Some motherfucker stole the drum. Now listen, I've been wanting to talk about this for a long time. Entitlement and fandoms, we are going on a tangent. Strap in, baby cakes. Entitlement in fandoms it's just gone too far. You see it a lot at concerts particularly, or like with musicians for some reason, that people feel like, I'm a fan of you, I love you, you owe me something. I gave you your platform, I bought your albums, you owe me something. I see it a lot as well with musicians that are like really private. People like create narratives for them or put them in this box, and it's like, dude, just let people live, just please be normal. Please be normal. You're not entitled to another human being. If you pay for a concert ticket, that doesn't mean you get to rob the gear off of the stage just because you want to. Now, the way it happened is there's 2 little B stages in the crowd. So it's not like the fan somehow got on stage and dragged his whole floor tom away with them. It was like a little B stage inside the crowd, inside the audience. Somebody managed to get the drum out of there and got out of the venue with it. Now, they got it back, to be fair. They did get the drum back. But, like, I don't know. It just... I've noticed it for a while, and it just sucks. It just sucks because I guarantee you next door they're probably going to switch up how they do things, or they're going to be more careful about how they do things. Oh, look at this little piece of alfalfa here. Just said hello to the viewers. And I wouldn't blame them if they did change how they do things. Now, to be fair to them, the show I was at, there's a lot of the show that they're in the crowd, and for one part of the show, it's during routines in the night. Tyler sits down on a little chair with his back to the audience, and they're close enough to touch him, but they didn't. The crowd were very respectful of them, but I've seen other shows where like they're having their tops nearly ripped off them by the audience, and it's, I don't know, is it because like I'm growing up and I'm realising these people are people. You can't just paw them if you want to, or rob their shit because you want to. Yeah, I don't know. I guess you get it in like TV show fandoms as well, to an extent. Like at conventions, crazy stuff has happened. Like I remember years ago at a Walking Dead convention, someone bit Norman Reedus on the chest. They just tried to take a chunk out of his titty to bit him. I know sometimes people ask to do like inappropriate poses at photo ops and stuff. I think when like fans get so passionate and so used to seeing someone on screen, they forget in real life that these are real people. You can't just say something sassy or suggest something crazy and expect them to do it. Am I making any sense? It's so hot, the heat is getting to me. I can feel my scalp sweating. Anyway, it was a fantastic concert. Really, really good. We stayed at the Gibson, which is like right beside 3 Arena. And I've been staying at this hotel for years when I do concerts, right? Because it's just safe. It's directly across the way. They have security on the door the night of the concerts. It feels very secure. Really nice hotel. Super sweet staff, right? I've been staying for years. And my room is always, if you've been in the Gibson, there's like a courtyard in the middle of the hotel. That's always what my room was looking at. I never had a view. I'm not someone who cares about a view, because usually when I'm going somewhere and staying overnight, I'm going for a concert or a convention. I'm spending no fucking time inside that hotel. I am out doing stuff all day long until I have to sleep, and then I crash on the bed and we're gone again tomorrow. So I usually don't care. But when we walked into this room, lads, walked into the room and the first thing I caught sight of was this huge door, right? There was a massive door, and outside the door was a balcony. We had our own balcony and it overlooked 3 Arena. It was directly beside 3, like you could see the venue. I don't know, it just felt special. I felt like a celebrity. I was standing up at that balcony, waving down at people I didn't even know, like I was fucking Michael Jackson, waving at people, hello. Nobody was waving back at me. They couldn't see me because we were on the top floor, but I felt fancy. I was like, oh, this is how rich people must feel with their penthouse balconies. I don't know how I got that room, because I didn't pay extra. I paid the regular room fee. It was just a happy coincidence. I love that whole zone as well, that whole area, because there's a Dunn's directly underneath the venue. Not the venue, the hotel. So there's like a small little shopping centre beside the hotel. So you could go in, you could get your bits and pieces, your sandwiches, your treats for after the concert. I have like a routine. I go to concerts, I come back to the hotel room, I eat like a rabid dog. I'd be eating like potatoes and chocolate and all kinds of fucking shit up on that bed. And then you go through your photos. You go through your camera roll, you see what photos you got, what videos you got. I love taking pictures and videos at shows and stuff because, I don't know, I disassociate pretty hard in the moment. So I like having these things to look back on, to just remind you, like, no, you were there, this happened. Yes, that was magic. That's what I did last week. And then the day after we got up, we checked out of the hotel and we went around Dublin. We went shopping around for a while. I can't remember, did I buy anything? I don't think so. I'm the kind of person who, when I go away, I'm going away for the experience. I'm not that big on buying merch, which is surprising given the fact I'm a hoarder. I'm like a magpie. If I see something shiny, I have to have it. I mean, I did get a poster and a t-shirt at the show. But I went around Dublin. We did like all the record shops. We did Tower Records, HMV, Golden Discs, stuff like that. Oh my god, I found in Tower Records they had Daryl Dixon on DVD. I think it was season 2, which I don't have yet. I have season 1 on DVD and I don't have season 2, and I should have bought it. I had it in my hand and I was like, what, am I going to walk away and leave this? And then I did. Like the stupid bitch I am. That's like the first concert I've been to in almost a year, I think. Because I haven't done a whole lot since last summer. Last summer was like really shit. I like 2 of my grandparents died. And I think I had plans, I had tickets for conventions. And then because of the funerals and stuff, I couldn't go. But concert-wise, I don't think I've done... Have I done a concert? Oh my god, I can't remember. I don't think I've done one in a really long time. Yeah, so the last concert I did was actually the Eras tour last summer up in Dublin. One of the best nights of my life. I was like 2nd row from the main stage, and it was just absolutely magical. I've seen her on the 1989 tour, Reputation tour, and now the Eras tour. She is queen of my heart. So it felt so good to get back into that zone, you know, the excitement of getting ready, of like getting your ticket on your phone, which always stresses me out, by the way. Holy shit, I don't know how it is elsewhere in the world, but in Ireland, your phone's your ticket. So if you buy through the Ticketmaster app, you don't get a ticket at all. All you get is a fucking QR code on your phone that you can't screenshot, by the way. You can't screenshot it, you have to physically open it within the app and show it to the person on the door and they scan it. My nerves are at me every time I go to that venue because I'm thinking, what if my phone for some reason won't connect to the internet? What if my app crashes? It's like stress inducing instead of just being able to hold the ticket in your hand. I have a whole scrapbook filled with concert tickets. Just the technological side of things stresses me out and makes my tits sweat. But that was 21 Pilots. That was really fun. That was a lot of fun. Came home and absolutely crashed. That's why the Doctor Who reaction was late last week. I came home and I don't know what was wrong with me, but I was like, if I don't sleep, I'm gonna fucking vomit. So I slept for most of Saturday. So Doctor Who was late going up last week, and let me tell you, the Doctor Who reactions are absolutely doing my head in. I've had a copyright on almost every single one so far this season, and my most recent one, I think it's my most recent one on my episode 5, reactions after being blocked. I don't think I'm going to continue with them here on YouTube. I'm going to continue posting them to Patreon because the extended version goes up on Patreon. Anything you see here on YouTube, except for the podcast, that just goes up on YouTube. But anything you see on YouTube, the extended version goes up over there. I don't think I'm going to bother anymore because like it takes pretty much all of Saturday to get the video recorded, edited for Patreon, and then edited down to like 12-13 minutes for YouTube. That takes most of the day, and then it's not even visible on YouTube after that if it's just going to get copyright blocked. So I don't think I'm going to bother, to be honest with you. I'll see how I'm feeling tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to be posting it to YouTube anymore. Just Doctor Who. The other videos seem to be doing alright, copyright wise. And what's funny is I still get comments and people being like, your videos are too short. Why is it so short? I would enjoy you if they were longer. And it's like, I am fighting an invisible force just trying to make sure that the videos stay up here on YouTube. And even at that, when they're 12 minutes long, some of them still get blocked. It's so frustrating. That's why I love Patreon. Because, you know, if you post a video, it's gonna stay there. I have videos from like 5 years ago still on Patreon. And what's funny then is as well, particularly with the YouTube reactions, right? If I'm trying to edit it in a way to make it copyright safe, you have to make sure that the video is transformative. So we're getting into some technical talk here. So this might bore you, it might not, depends. So if you're doing a reaction video, right, and you're going to use somebody else's content, you have to make sure the video is transformative. You have to transform the original works somehow. I'm a yapper, I'm a talker. So talking and jokes and comedy is my thing. So I'm somewhat transforming the original works. I'm not just sitting there silently like that while the episode plays in the corner. I know some reactors do that. One, I don't understand why you'd find that interesting to watch as a viewer. And two, you're not adding anything to it. But hey, like, I guess personal preference and all that and style, fair enough. But when you watch a YouTube reaction of mine, a 12-minute video, you are like, the original video is like 45 minutes long, right? It's just a normal 45-minute long video. When you cut that down to 12 minutes, you're cutting out every breath, every silence, every gap. It seems like non-stop talking because it's edited to be that way. So anytime I get comments and people being like, oh my god, you talk so much, I'd enjoy you if you didn't talk so much. It's like, you can always tell people who have never touched content creation, we're getting bitchy up in this bed today. Oh, it's the bitchin' bed. It's because of the heat. So yeah, we finished Andor this week. Oh my god, that show. I ended up loving that show way more than I thought I would. And I really enjoyed season 1. I really liked it. I think season 2 was better. I really do. I'm going to go back and watch the movie afterwards. But I think I need to rewatch the show first. From the beginning. To completely understand everything that's going to be thrown at me. I loved it an awful, awful lot. And what's funny is, like, I keep saying it with the Star Wars stuff. I'm somewhat new to the fandom. I didn't grow up on Star Wars. I mean, like, you know, I'm sure my dad watched some with me, but I knew nothing about the Star Wars universe. And in the last 4 or 5-ish years, I watched all the films and I've watched all of the shows. But I'm still really new to it. I haven't absorbed the lore enough. So I'm not going to pick up on everything that's laid down simply because I'm not as invested in Star Wars as the Star Wars fans are. I enjoy it. But I'd say it's one of the very few things in the world I am just a casual viewer of. Because I'm not casual about anything. But I'd say Star Wars is one thing I'm just a casual viewer of. I never really got, like, obsessed. Like, I loved Mandalorian. I loved Andor. I loved a lot of the movies. But I was never, like, obsessed to the point where it just seeped into my bones. Like the way The Walking Dead or The Walking Dead and The Last of Us did. Oh my god, speaking of The Last of Us, that show is dominating my every week. I love it. I think season 2 is going pretty strong so far. I'm really enjoying it. I am feeling Joel's absence. That was a given. I knew that was going to happen to me anyway, just because I love him. I loved him as a character. I loved Pedro as an actor. Now, I know that this week's upcoming episode, we're getting Joel flashbacks, and I'm like, thank God. I think it's a choice to keep all of the flashbacks for one episode. We had 2 episodes with nothing of him, which I thought really made you miss him even more. You know, you could really feel him not being there. So that did add, I guess, to the grief. Stop now. Stop it! Lads, my hearts are broken. They're broken. They're falling all around the place because I miss Joel. Bitch, you better sit on your mark. Where did I get this pillow? It's weird because I feel like the fandom is completely split on this season, right? Because I'm loving the show. I think it's great. I think it's going somewhat fast, maybe a little bit too fast, but like I love it. But I feel like I'm watching a different show to some people because I was on Twitter yesterday and the fandom seems really split. Gamers love it, but gamers also hate it, and I feel like you're going to get that no matter what adaptation you do. If you're transforming an original works that people were so connected to, it's going to happen, you know. But there is one point I've seen that I'm like, god damn, I have to agree. So I've seen a lot of people saying that they've changed Ellie this season and that, like, what are we doing with her, you know? And I didn't really pick up on this until I went through and read a thread on Twitter, and I was like, oh, fuck me, maybe that's kind of true. So someone said, like, she's just kind of following Dina around the place. She's just like, oh, I'm so in love with my girlfriend, I'm going to be a dad, following her girl around the place. And that grief, that rage, that passion that Ellie had in the game is somewhat missing. Now, we did see it come back when she beat the ever-loving fucking daylights out of Nora. But I feel like, I get it, that's kind of what Ellie should have been the past 2 episodes. But, like, apart from that, I think the season's doing really great. I've liked it a lot. I don't get where the fuck Tommy's at. Why we haven't seen Tommy, I'm like, where is that motherfucker? I hope he gets to have his moment. Someone else pointed out in my comments as well, and I'm like, oh, fuck, okay. I can never unsee this. The scene where Ellie, I made the joke, it's the scene in the most recent episode where there's a guy with a watchdog, and the dog barks. The dog barks to alert him to the fact that someone's there, and then he's like, there's nobody there, false alarm. Someone pointed out in my comments, okay, so like what, the dog's just gonna bark like that and no clickers in the nearby vicinity were alerted to that? They didn't hear the dog? And I was like, fuck me. I completely overlooked that. I've seen some people as well talking about Dina's hair, that it looks like... Someone's like, where'd she get a Dyson Airwrap in the apocalypse? Because to be fair, in the most recent episode, her hair looked like she came straight out the fucking salon. Yeah, but overall, I think it's probably the best show on TV. They're absolutely killing it week after week, and I don't want it to end, because if we get a season 3, we're gonna end up having to wait like 3 fucking years for it. It really is one of those like lightning in a bottle shows. And I'm like, don't take the lightning away from me! Leave me in the dark! Is lightning the one that lights up, or is it thunder? Dead City as well, we just saw... Was it 2? Episode 2, I think? Like, I think it's good. It's a good start to the season. I just don't know how long they're going to go with this, how far they're going to take it. Like, what more can you do that either hasn't been done or that makes sense? You know, I loved the walkers and the cannons. So we had the walkers and the cannons being shot at the boat as they were coming upstream. Listen, that whole boat thing pissed me off so much, I wanted to pull out my teeth and spit them at people. Maggie warned them, the Croat's going to know that we're coming. Hey, guys, this is a piss poor idea. Guys, what are we doing here? And then we went upstream. Our boat got fucked, and everyone was like, how did this happen? If I was Maggie, I would be I told you soing until the end of fucking time. But I'm just petty like that. I saw as well, there's some kind of teaser out for Daryl, is there? Something happened with Daryl recently, or it's coming out in the fall or something. I can't wait. I miss that little motherfucker so much. I feel like since the main Walking Dead show split up, the fandom's been like fragmented, and everyone knew this was going to happen because you're going to go with your favourite character. Whatever your favourite character is, that's more than likely going to be your favourite show in the spin-offs. It's felt different. The hype for any of the spin-offs hasn't been the same as the hype for the mother show, the main show. We knew that. We knew that was going to happen. I think the closest that we've come to the hype of like The Walking Dead probably would be The Ones Who Live. That show is up there with some of the best seasons of The Walking Dead. And I'm shocked that they only gave us 1 season. Why? Like, I really honestly thought that they'd give us a season 2. But when they said miniseries, they meant miniseries. I kind of appreciate them for that. They're like, no, you're getting 1 and that's it. Nothing more. It would be smarter for them to capitalise off it though. Come on, throw us a season 2. Give us Rashawn back, please. My theory on how all that shit's going to end is they're going to end it with either a film or they're going to end it with 1 final season of The Walking Dead. They're going to bring back all the shows, all the universes into one and give us one thing to go with, because they're not going to end us all at different points in different shows. No way. It's funny that after all these years, that's still my favourite show. I still go back to it time and time again. I still rewatch it. I still get butterflies anytime I think about the conventions I've went to that I met the cast at. It does just, I don't know, it's such a defining little cornerstone of my life. I started my channel because of that show. Everything changed because of that one zombie show in my life, which is just absolutely crazy, batshit crazy to think. So I'm always going to have a soft spot for it, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I think it still hasn't hit me that it ended though. I feel like I'm still waiting for it to come back. Those are the shows that are going on at the moment. I think, do we have Squid Game back next month? Is Squid Game back in June or sometime over the summer? I read a headline and I refuse to believe it. I'm just pretending it's not true. allegedly we're not getting Bridgerton until, what is it, 2026? That better be bullshit or I'm gonna eat fucking cement. I understand shows take time. I understand their art. I get it. I've interviewed so many cast, crew, directors, producers from projects I love. I've heard the other side of it. I understand art takes time. But oh my god, taking 2 to 3 years between a season of a TV show is, I'm sorry, it's fucking insane. It's crazy. You're dragging your heels and I'm baiting my head off the wall waiting for content. Something else new I watched recently that I cannot recommend that you avoid enough, and I never give negative reviews, because if you don't have nothing nice to say, shut up. Why are you talking about something you didn't enjoy? But lads, this movie might be the worst film I think I've ever seen in my life, and I don't say that lightly because I love shit films. My top 10, they're at least 50% of unwatchable movies. I have a very strange taste. But this is probably the worst film I think I've ever seen. Okay, so have you guys seen A Simple Favor on I think it's Prime. Is it Prime or Netflix? I don't know. It's a film, A Simple Favor. It's good, right? The first one, it's good. It's going to make you think I'll watch the second one. The second one must be good too. I haven't seen acting or dialogue as diabolical, I can never pronounce that word and yet I still use it, as this film. There were moments that felt like, okay, so I can only assume you gave this script to your 5-year-old and just let them have fun. You just let them add in whatever they wanted. Because some of the lines... And don't get me started on the outfits. Listen, I understand that like some actors are just effortlessly cool. And they bring their own vibe to a set. And they like to dress themselves. How do I say this while being nice? Some people shouldn't be allowed to do that. Costume designers are a thing for a reason. Jesus Christ, let someone design your costumes for you, please. Now maybe there was a costume designer on this movie, but I just felt like Blake's outfits were just straight from her collection. Do you know what? Fuck it, I've changed my mind. Go watch A Simple Favor, actually. Go watch the second one. Go watch it and just... It left me speechless, which is not something I am often. I am a plethora of words. And there was times I just did not know what to say. There was times as well that it felt like the actors who were acting together weren't in the same room. They were clearly supposed to be in the same room having a conversation. They weren't in the same room. They were never on camera together once in the same room. Yeah, no, I've changed my mind. Go watch A Simple Favor. This weekend, get a bottle of vodka or a bottle of wine or a bottle of grape juice if you don't drink alcohol and watch this movie. I haven't seen anything quite like it. It's so awkward and shoved together that I'm baffled. I do love films like that though. I do love a good film that's just atrocious. I watched one last night. Jesus, what's it called? Olsen. Is it Elizabeth Olsen? You're one who plays Wanda. It's about having kids. That's another movie that I can't decide if I liked it or not. There you go. It's called The Assessment. I could not figure out if I liked this movie or not. It was one of those arty movies that you know is symbolic and you pick up on the symbolism and you can pick up on the messaging and the rhetoric and stuff. I do enjoy that in the movie. But I feel like it went a bit overboard in certain parts. And that's the same problem... Oh God, don't come for me in the comments. It's the same problem I have with films like Midsommar. I am not a style over substance kind of person when it comes to movies. I want good plot and good acting. That's all I want. I don't really care about aesthetics. I don't really care all that much about visuals. If they're there, fantastic. But when a movie is completely visual driven, focused, aesthetic focused, and like these big panning shots and these dramatic zoom aways, it's like that's how you end up with a 2.5 hour movie that feels bloated and weighed down, in my opinion. I like a punchy, choppy, kick you in the crotch kind of story, and your actors have got to be able to carry it as well. Now I think I think Elizabeth was really good in this one. What's it called? The Assessment. I watched it. I am never watching that shit again. I feel like most of the film was just a repeat scene happening again and again and again. So it's basically, it's like a dystopian future. You're not allowed to have kids. When you want to have kids, someone's going to come and assess you and see, are they okay enough to have kids? I'd never pass that fucking test, let me tell you. They'd take one look at me and be like, it was lovely meeting you, I'll see you later. But like, there's this person there assessing them, right? And the only spoiler I'll give you is the person acts like a kid at points to see how are they going to deal with having a child. That got old after the second time they did it. They like throw a tantrum and fuck up the kitchen, and then they just keep doing shit like that, and the whole film feels like that repeatedly. Start to the movie and the end of the movie was good. The middle 2 hours, fucking dog shit, I think. Now, some people might love that kind of movie, and I know the audience that style of movie would draw. And it's just generally not for me. So like that, movies like Midsommar or Hereditary, I generally don't go for them. I don't know what my favourite horror movie is, actually. I really liked Get Out. Thought that was really good. I really liked the Saw franchise. I don't know why that comes to mind. I loved the Paranormal Activity franchise. I loved the Conjuring franchise. Generally with horror, I do tend to lean towards stuff that isn't just body gore. So like with Saw, I like the first 2 or 3 because they have cohesive storylines. After that, they just go off the rails. Chester Bennington is in one of them, and I went to see that one specifically for him. The poor son of a bitch has his back super glued to a fucking chair in a car. But I'm not really one of these like shock factor, watch a horror film just to see someone get their head ripped off and their guts sucked out. It has to have a story, and I want something with a little depth. I want something with a little, a seed at the core of the story. I'm like a magpie. I'm a bird. I want the seeds. But sometimes movies can just go over the board. They see the board and they go over it. I'm mad to see Sinners. I want to see Sinners so fucking bad. I haven't had the time to go to the cinema. I might just go this weekend. I might just skip out whatever I'm supposed to be doing tomorrow and go see it, because vampire genre is probably one of my favourite genres in all of horror. I have to go see Sinners, I'm aware. But I've had such busy days and so little time. Don't fucking spoil it for me. If you're in the comments, don't you dare spoil that film for me. Stop it. Please. Yeah, that's what I got up to this week. It's crazy because this last week has been a fucking blur of videos and Dublin. I have some plans coming up as well for summertime and sometime just after summer. So I'm just trying to make sure that I can pre-record enough Patreon videos to have ready to upload, so there's constant content going up over there. I'm glad that YouTube is quieting down, because like there was 3 Andor videos a week, right? On top of Doctor Who and on top of Dead City and The Last of Us. That's 6 uploads a week. That was crippling me, because there's also like 7 to 8 uploads on Patreon a week. So like outside of those videos, there's like 7 to 8 videos as well on Patreon, and then you've the extended version got up over there. I didn't even have time to sleep. My god, I was editing until like 4 or 5 in the morning. Yes, I'm glad things are quieting down slightly here on YouTube. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to keep going with Doctor Who. I'm just so fucking tired of the copyright problems. And I know it's the network's fault. The BBC are notorious for copyright striking things and for blocking things, which I think is crazy. It's free promo for your show. Hey dude, it's 10 minutes of a reaction. It's promoing your show. So I don't know, I guess I'll probably just stop doing those here. But The Last of Us and Dead City are still going strong. Like I said, we just finished Andor. I think we've Squid Game starting up in a few weeks. I know I mentioned the heat at the start of this, but it's so funny because every time I jump in there, I get there before the comments. If I'm like, it's warm, I always have to be like, it's warm for Ireland. Americans, fuck off. You guys have aircon. I know you do. We don't. We have no air conditioning in our house. None. So when it's hot, you sit and you suffer and you cook in the heat. My house is made of brick. Do you know what it's like to be in a brick house in this heat? It feels like Satan's slow boiling you for dinner. But I said that in a reaction video recently. I was like, it's really warm. And somebody was like, lol, that's a brisk spring day here. And I'm like, you are climatized to that. You're used to that. You also have air conditioning. I'm sitting here sweating my bollocks off. That's it really. I'm just sitting here sweating. I'm over the summer actually. I said I was going to be a summer girly this year. I was like, I can't wait for summer. I want to wear dresses. I'm going to go like picnic and shit. Then the sun came out. The sun came out and I want to fucking die. I'm not built for this. I've never been built for this. I burn. I burn. I burn. I burn. I was standing in a queue for like 15 minutes waiting to buy merch. I have burn on my shoulders from 15 minutes of standing in a line at 21 Pilots. I was standing outside the venue waiting to get in to buy merch. Burnt. I'm not built for it. It's not meant for me. The sun sees me and he goes, I'm going to fuck you up no matter what I do. Up I get fucked. The winter I can fuck with. Even though seasonal depression, yeah, that kicked my ass last year, I have to say. But There's something very nice about being able to wear fuzzy bed socks and a nice fucking hoodie. If you're too cold, you can always put more layers on. If you're too warm, what are you going to do? Peel off your skin? I wish I could. There's been times it's been so hot in this house, I have to lie down and go to sleep on the floor because the floor is wooden. I'm so not about this life. I'm not built for this shit. And I went to LA. I went to LA in like mid-July or August. It was like 34, 35 degrees. It was hot. And guess what? I functioned just fine because you fuckers have air conditioning in every building. The hotel room, splendid. Any shop I went into, fantastic. I could so easily do a summer somewhere like LA. Ireland, on the other hand, no matter where you go, there's no fucking aircon anywhere. You're walking the aisles of Tesco and you're like sucking up as much air as you can before you have to go back out to the car park. When you're doing your shopping, do you know what I mean? You go out once a week to get your shopping done. All of your frozen stuff is defrosting inside the fucking trolley. Your will to live is plummeting. The steering wheel is burning your hands and the seat of the car is burning your arse. Anyway, I don't know how anybody does summer and enjoys it. I'm trying to be a summer girly. As you can tell from me sitting here in bed on a summer's day, I'm trying very hard to enjoy myself. It's not going well. I tried wearing a dress recently. I was like, maybe if I wear a dress I'll feel like summer. No. I just felt like a wind was gonna flash the world all of the bits, if you know what I'm saying. I just don't fuck with this time of year. What were we talking about? Do you know what? Somebody left a comment last week on the week before, on the last podcast I put up. And you were like, I think we were going to the gym or you were going shopping or something. And you were like, yay, I can't wait to have you like accompany me. And dude, I had a few comments like that, right? That just makes me feel so fucking special and loved. Being able to be a small part of someone's day, a very small part of someone's life. Thank you. I know I don't know you, but thank you. And if you take the time to leave a comment and let me know that, dude, you made my fucking day. Because people are always so quick to like, you know, be mean or make fun of you or point out what's wrong with you. Taking the time to leave a kind comment or sweet message, I appreciate the ever-loving hell out of all of you. And the last two podcast episodes, I think they did quite well. Now, I know they're performing... It's not a reaction video, so the majority of my audience, they're not going to want to come over and listen to me ramble. So if you're here listening, thank you. I can't imagine why you find this entertaining, but you do, and I appreciate that. I'm so sorry you to listen to me talking about spitting out my teeth and peeling my skin off. It's been a weird day, but if you're still here, I think you know me well enough. You must be here for a fucking reason. You know me, so it's probably nothing new to you. You're just smiling and nodding behind the screen like, of course, bitch, I get you, yes. Well, yes, I understand. Of course you'd be tucked up in bed on a day like today. Where else would you be? I got 2 comments on 2 separate videos this week, right? One of them was, why are you so mad? And one of them was, why do you enjoy swearing? I didn't have an answer for either question that wasn't just simply, I'm Irish. And I don't want to play into stereotypes because, my God, when people stereotype me, I get so mad I foam at the mouth. But, like, I'm Irish. This is just generally how we are. I'm not mad. I might come across as mad. I'm just expressive. I speak with emotion. Lots of it. It's something I've noticed as well, particularly with, like, I watch a lot of American creators, American, like, podcasters or vloggers, I guess you'd call them. And one thing I've noticed is they're very monotone. They talk down here all the time. And sometimes they come up here for no reason, but then they come back down here. And it's something I've noticed. The cadence is very different. The speech patterns is very different. And for swearing, I do swear a lot. Okay, look, I'll hold my hands up. I'm about to admit something you've never heard me admit in my life. I swear a lot. Okay? But, like, so does a lot of Irish people. My grandmother, oh, wow. You have never met a human being who is more creative or frequent with their swears than my nana. My nana, I learnt everything I know from her. She throws fuck into a sentence like it's the word the. Or like it's a period at the end of a sentence. She will find a place for it to go, even when there is none. I used to get a lot more comments like that back when I was starting reactions. I used to get a lot of, it's not ladylike, you're not ladylike, it's not very girly or feminine to talk like that. And I'm like, who are you to tell me what's feminine or what's girly? I think you should fuck yourself with a cactus, but that's just my opinion. You know what I mean? Opinions are like assholes. Everyone has them, and for some reason you want to show me yours. I don't get it as much anymore, though, surprisingly. But every now and again, I do get people that just want to weigh in with their opinion of, and like, it's not just me. You see this all the time online with TikTokers, with really big, like, viral Instagram reel creators or whatever. If you go into the comment section, there's always people like, I don't like him, he's not funny. I don't like her, she's not pretty enough. She was prettier when her hair was dark. He was more handsome when his hair was long. And it's like, okay, you could have just not taken the time out of your life to type that. But those two comments made me laugh recently, because it's like people trying to like micromanage you and try and like why do you swear so much? Why does it bother you? If you don't like it, go to somebody else's video. Why do you need to know my answer to that? You think I'm going to sit down and go, well, you see here, Jimmy, the reason that I swear, I think it's really rooted in my childhood. You think I'm going to sit down and like have a fucking powwow with you? I'm not. But the thing about me being mad, it was like, you're so mad all the time. And I was like, I'm actually genuinely not. I can't remember the last time I was honestly mad on camera. That's a lie. It was 10 minutes ago, and it was because I was ranting about how hot it is. But like, outside of that, I don't get mad that often, like, ever. If you knew me, I'm a generally chill as fuck person. But that's just me. I'm just obscene. It's just me. I'm just obscene. What is that? It's Eminem. I don't know why the fuck I rapped that. I don't even like Eminem. I think it's because since I bleached my hair, I'm feeling, well, there is some shady. Please stand up. Can't get it out of my head. Funny, because when I went blonde, I also got a comment that was like, no, you ruined it. You used to be like a sexy goth. I'm sorry, your perception of me is different now. Oh. And that kind of goes back to the entitlement thing. I think it's just to circle back. Oh my god, we're being cohesive. Lads, grab onto something. We're being cohesive. We're going back to the beginning of the episode. Oh, this makes sense and wraps it up so nicely. Well, nothing's perfect. To go back to the start of the episode and this idea of entitlement. Next time you're scrolling, yeah? Next time you're online watching a content creator, could be me, could be someone else. Go to the comments and just scroll through them and see what people are saying. You will be shocked at how much you notice people just giving their unwarranted opinion. Now, I'm not talking about reaction videos. When I say, hey guys, give me your opinion. What do we think is going to happen? What do we think of this episode? I'm not talking about that. I want your opinion. Yeah? When people are inviting it, or like, what should I wear today? Outfit of the day choice, or whatever. I'm not talking about videos like that. I'm just talking about in general. It could be a new song a band puts out. It could be a new movie an actor that you love does. It could be a new look a celebrity that you like debuts. Go to the comment section and just observe. The entitlement that people have of like, well, it's my opinion and I want to share it. And it's like, but you're being a dick. And do you think that your opinion really holds weight with the person you're aiming it to? Should it hold weight? Is what you're saying constructive? Is it important? Or is it, your hair's ugly now? Or, your new movie sucks? Do you know what I mean? And to bring it back to the stealing of the drum at the 21 Pilots show, I think if everyone just like chilled out a small bit and realised that everybody around you, everyone that you see, they're just a fucking dude or a person. They're just some human. And just calm down a little bit. That would be swell. And if you're going to a show, don't steal the musicians' gear. Because they will chain it up for the next show. And it will be funny, but it will also be kind of sad. They did a show after that and they had to chain their drums. There was a huge chain hanging off the drums and it was like, haha, but God, people suck. So yeah, I think that's where we're going to end this week's episode because my legs now have gone numb. The fan has stopped making the room feel cold. I need to go stand in the garden for a while and contemplate my life. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoy watching along and you're not already, make sure you subscribe. It helps the channel. It really does. My Twitter, my Instagram, anywhere you can find me is in the description down below. My band's Instagram, Lightarian, is also in the description down below. I am in a band. I am the drummer. I talk about this at the start of most videos, and yet I still get people going, "You're a drummer?" And I'm like, well, yeah, thanks for asking. Do you want to hear about the band? I'm a drummer in a band. It's my brother's band. We are a 3-piece Irish kind of alternative rock band. And it's crazy because I never planned on being in a band. It was never something I pursued. It was never something that I was going to do. I've loved music my entire fucking life. But it just, everything kind of clicked and aligned in such a way that they needed a drummer and I played the drums. It was like, it worked. And it's crazy because I've like re-fallen in love with music in a way that's completely different to how I used to love it. And yeah, just make sure you go follow Lightarian over on Instagram. You're gonna wanna. That's all I'm gonna say is you're gonna wanna be following us on Instagram. Thank you guys for the love and the support and the kind comments and the whatnot. Thank you for tuning in week after week. It means an awful lot to me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you all soon.